Well, it's a beautiful day here in the Chicago area. We just got our first dusting of snow, and it was a beautiful backdrop to a concert we did at Grace United Methodist Church in Naperville this weekend. So we had a really lovely week. In addition to that, we actually were able to do our first run of In Transit This Rocks at 4 different venues. We had a salon concert in a private home. We had a concert at the Arts Club of Chicago. We performed at Preston Bradley Hall at the Chicago Cultural Center. And finally, we were at Indian Boundary Park, which is through the Chicago Park Districts. The great thing about this year's shows is that you get to see a lot of different instrumentation. So whereas in our previous shows, we had all of our members playing every show, in this one, we're working with smaller configurations for the entirety of the program. So some of us who aren't performing on a particular show get to come and help with sound check, help with setup. We all have our individual little pre-concert rituals that we go through, which may or may not involve eating. And then we get to enjoy the show as audience members, which is a really rare treat for us. This particular show is all about the story of a young girl whose life is really transformed through the study of music. She has a mentor in one of her teachers. She also really looks up to Yo-Yo Ma as a famous cellist that she was aware of. And she also goes through a lot of things in her life, both positive and negative, and meets some friends who lead her into things that perhaps she shouldn't be a part of. But then at the end of it, it's really the study of music that brings her out of those circumstances, changes the way that she looks at the world, and changes her relationships with other people and the opportunities that she has in her future. It was a great show for us to be able to do because we see it happen all the time in our educational work, and I know that those of you watching this who teach know exactly what I'm talking about, and any of you who are watching this who have played an instrument understand what it can do for you in your life. One of the great things about this show was getting to see the Hope Cadenza in action, so watching people tweet or text their hopes for our characters, and also tweet or text some of the people who have been influential in their lives as teachers or as music educators. And then finally, at the end of the show, we got to hear from some of the people who inspired it. So for this particular performance, we drew inspiration from some people from the Merit School of Music who were alumni who were able to speak with us about their experiences, and also other people who are just part of the Fifth House family who we spoke to, knowing that they had some stories to tell. So at the end of the performance, we were able to share some of their thoughts in videos accompanied by Hareen, our cellist. So I'm just going to let that speak for itself.
When I was in 6th grade, I became a member of the marching band, and because my school was so small, the marching band included grade school and high school students. I remember the first day I was so extremely nervous that I was going to really mess something up. But more importantly, I felt like I was part of a group. I felt like I was an insider finally. For so long I felt like I was an outsider, like I wasn't smart enough. I would have never raised my hand in class. I was extremely shy. But being part of that band made me feel like I was part of a community, and it gave me a lot of confidence.
It's easy to get discouraged and give up on something, to say, I'm no good at this, but music was transformative. It's amazing to do something where your improvement is trackable, where there's a tangible reward for practice and study. Applying that everywhere else in life then became a constant lesson that music provided.
Tuesday is my favorite day of the week because I always associate it with the British programs of merit. It doesn't matter what is going on. When you pick up the instrument, all that matters is music. I can't count how many times I was told that I couldn't pursue music because I was broke. I'm Hispanic, I'm poor, I'm a female. I have discrimination on all sides. I attended merit on a scholarship, and I never could have had music in my life otherwise. This is 100% honesty. I think music saved my life.